guys, Dr. Decks here. Welcome to our YouTube channel. I really appreciate you guys watching. Today we are digging holes and we are pouring some concrete for some footings for a new deck build that we're doing. We were gonna repurpose the framing, but we decided, nah, it's not worth it. Tear it up and redo it. So we have to relay out everything. We're changing a few elements of the old deck. So follow along today, see where we end up. If you like what you see, please click that subscribe button and hit the bell icon to be notified of our future video releases. This is called a post hole digger. And I call it a PhD because being a doctor, a lot of people ask me, do you have a PhD? And I say, I have several PhDs. Many post hole diggers. I have manual post hole diggers. My favorite PhD of all is a hydraulic post hole digger. And that's what this machine does. It's called a mini skid steer. We've had a couple of segments on it on our channel. You can go back and catch the review of this machine. It's old, but it does a trick. We just had a flat tire yesterday, so it kind of took us out. We only got a half day in, but now we have a brand new tire and she's back in action. So I finished punching the holes. Now all I have to do is clean them out with my PhD. We're good to go. So a lot of guys, especially up north in Canada and in Minnesota, their frost depths are a lot deeper than they are in Washington State. I'm in the Puget Sound, so I only have to dig down 12 to 20 inches to get past our frost depth. The reason you want to get your footings that deep is because the ground can freeze and it'll heave the footings back up. So we don't want to see that. So we usually dig our footings between 12 and 24 inches deep, depending on topography, elevation, and water tables and that kind of stuff. Something to know, a lot of people use helical piles. Helical piles are great, but they cost around $250 a piece to install. I paid less than that for a whole pallet of concrete, and we're only gonna use half of that pallet today to pour all of our footings. So Andy's got the first load. Back up a little bit, there you go. Here it goes. Gimme. The auger on our Mini is 9 inches, but usually I open up my footings to around 12 inches round if I'm going 24 inches deep. Sometimes we do square footings, and those might be 12.
Stop.
So sometimes those footings will be 12 inches, 16 inches, or 24 inches, or 20 inches square. I'm just gonna keep talking, man. That crow is just gonna have to go. So anyways, depends on the type of deck we're building, how much load it requires, how high off the ground it is. This deck is 12, 14 inches off the ground. We're just doing some standard round footings. Depending on the engineering, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of factors that go into choosing a footing size and depth. There's a couple different ways we do it. In this state, that's how we do it here. Comment below, but I know I'm gonna get some comments on this, but it varies from location to location to location. So check your local jurisdiction to see what the requirements are for your area. All right, this is a Stabila LAR 350, and it's a rotary laser, self-leveling laser that I'm gonna use to make sure that my footings aren't too high because this deck's pretty low to the ground. So we're gonna set this up, and I'm gonna justify level by using this right here. This is a laser detector. So the way it works is as I get into range of the beam, there's gonna be little arrows on here that are gonna show me, let's see if we can you see that? Okay, it tells me I have to come up. So it kind of tells you when you're exactly at the laser height. So that's how I make sure that when I'm pouring concrete, that I don't screw up and put a footing too high. I used to do it. I would take straight edges and check from the house and do all this stuff, and it was just becoming such a pain. And sometimes I'd make a mistake and I'd pour a footing too high. Well, either you're notching your beam over the footing or you're ripping the footing out and starting over, which I've had to do once, and I hated that. So I've learned some things over the years, and I can definitely see the value of having a good laser on site. So that's what this is all about, and that's what I'm gonna use to justify height for all of our footings. We have some concrete in some of the holes. So I'm going to take this sonotube and I'm going to cut it down into some pier tops. So we have a couple different ways we tie our strings. This is a quick and dirty way. I haven't even showed this to Andy yet. So you make a loop, you twist it about 4 or 5 times, and then you stick it around your pole, and then you give it tension. There you go.
More stressful than keep up. Right.
We haven't shown you this other technique yet. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We're all poured and all of our footings are ready to be cured out. So we're just gonna wait 24 hours before we start building on them. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it. If you like what you saw, please click that subscribe button. Click that bell icon as well if you want to be notified every time we're putting out new content. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.